Hey everyone, it's Vosk. I'm here with Tails, and this is our 1 year in review being into cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency mining. It's crazy how fast time flies. Just a year ago, we had just gotten our first couple miners up. Why did we even get into mining? Well, the reason I chose to get into cryptocurrency mining is because I wanted to get into crypto, but honestly, I was scared to just buy straight in. That's a finite amount, okay? So I didn't have much money. I could buy straight in, and that's it. I just had this X amount of crypto, right? As opposed to getting some mining rigs, once they made their money back, then it was essentially an infinite supply of cryptocurrency. That was very exciting and appealing, and there's a lot more tuning that could be involved with that. Plus, I had assets that I could sell. Worst case scenario, man, I could cut my losses and build out a gaming computer. So that's how I justified getting into cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency mining at the same time. So it started off with my 6X RX 470 GPU mining rig from Mining Cave. That was fun. Very well built rig, and it got me addicted to GPU mining. Then I wanted to figure out what ASIC mining was all about, so I purchased the Miner Mini, which hashed one X11 aka Dash. These little miners were crazy profitable and ate up like zero electricity in comparison to a GPU rig, so I was intrigued. Then picked up a Panda miner.
This thing sounds like a damn airplane. It's loud. That's why it's out here in the garage.
Wow, that's when the headaches ensued. So I was super stoked about the Panda miners. They were the latest and greatest, hot new mining rig unveiled at that time. I ended up having a ton of problems with them. But ironically, a year later, they reached out to me and they said, hey, we want to send your Panda miner to review because we've changed some things and your last review was really damaging for our brand. That wasn't my goal. I just wanted to say it like it was, which has always been the mission with VoskCoin. So I'll have an updated review on that coming soon. It is crazy looking back at my initial mining farm video. I actually titled that video my mining farm update because I wouldn't even have considered it a farm, but I wanted to call it a farm to feel cool and be hip, and hopefully that someone would search a mining farm and stumble across my video and just get a couple views. I mean, let's be honest, it wasn't really a mining farm, but it was to me.
Hey, how you doing? This is my little mining garden. I don't actually have a farm, so I call mine a garden.
Fortunately, the channel started gaining some traction, and in the meantime, our knowledge was increasing. So I was like, all right, I gotta start building my own rigs. That's when I came across the Trio mining rig design. Two 1080 Ti's and a 1070 Mini slapped right into the board. We actually built out up to 22 of them, which is wild. Oh, also we dug into the side of a hill by hand, shovel and wheelbarrow, me and Miss Vosk, to be able to have an opportunity to drop a shed there to build out a mining farm, because I was determined. Last year I saw a very clear vision in cryptocurrency and mining, and I was just like, this is what I want to do. I am sure I'm gonna gamble everything. So I mean, I'm not recommending this, I'm not saying this is the right thing to do, but I was so confident and just the belief was there that I took out what ended up being like 60 grand in credit card debt when it was all said and done. And guess what? Those went straight into GPU mining rigs. I was also lucky in hindsight to buy some Bitcoin at $1,000, so obviously that worked out pretty decent. Fast forward a couple months, I started to come up with some new mining rig designs, and I knew that when I got these Trio mining rigs that my end goal was to upgrade them into 6-card rigs. So I began doing that. We also picked up the L3 Plus, which made a killing for the low price point of $1,400 back then. Kind of wish I didn't sell it so soon, but anyway, that worked out well. And that video was actually one of the first, most popular videos of the VoskCoin YouTube channel. And that is a fun fact, if anyone cares at all, the only video that Bitmain has ever shared from me. Let's fast forward a little more. Now it's the end of the year and crypto is in full swing. Everything is booming, right? So crypto's booming, but guess what? I got slapped in the face with life. My beautiful daughter here, Tails Shiba Inu, she got sick. Basically, she was dying one night. So obviously I called into my job and I was like, hey, I can't come in today. My pup's dying. And they're like, hey, sorry, we're short, too bad. And I just could not reason with the fact that I could come home from my job. I worked the night shift, so I'd come home, like 4 a.m. in the morning and just find, the thing I care the most about just bled out in the house. I don't think so. You can't buy a life back. I don't ever forget that. Cryptocurrency is amazing, fun, interesting, and all that, but guess what? Money doesn't buy life, and you can't buy time back. So the most important thing you can do in your life is if you have someone important there close to you, to spend some time with them, because they're not always going to be there. Anyway, pretty much on Christmas, so my job was like, see ya. And I was like, fine, I'll make my own way. So plunged face first into crypto there. Card prices skyrocketed. It became hard to build GPU mining rigs. ASIC miners seem to be popping up all the time now. It became harder to build GPU mining rigs. That was frustrating because we wanted to build out the farm some more. ASIC miners seem to be popping up on every mining algorithm lately. That's good and bad depending on how you look at it and what side of the fence you're on. So fast forward a couple more months, and we're so fortunate to see Tails is doing better than ever lately. And crypto has rebounded decently. Now, obviously not like it was before. This brings me to my next point, and this is really where I'm gonna start getting into the meat of the update for this actual video. So sorry if I bored you with all the background, but it's wild to see that most people watching the videos haven't really been around on the channel that long, which is good and bad. They don't know a ton of the history. They don't know where VoskCoin came from. And with that, the future of cryptocurrency is looking extremely bright as far as I'm concerned. However, the future of cryptocurrency mining is in a very turbulent state. Within here, you can see that ASIC miners are lurking around every corner for every algorithm. And this is putting a burden on these projects that are GPU mineable to essentially just combat this. It's going to be a David versus Goliath scenario. We've been very vocal recently about our stance against Bitmain making an ASIC miner for everything and thus essentially controlling all of crypto. However, regardless of my stance against ASIC mining dominating everything, one, VoskCoin aims to be the largest cryptocurrency YouTube channel. Furthermore, we aim to maintain our mining-centric focus. We want to be the go-to spot for mining crypto, as well as just crypto stuff in general. I'm looking to scale this out. If you look behind me, I've been building out the garage to become the new VoskCoin studio. It's going to give us more room and more, basically, this area where you can control all the variables. You can see putting up a sound wall because obviously the echo has been pretty bad in here. It's pretty funny if you actually pay attention to the background of all the videos. If you go through, start to finish, you'll see the garage slowly evolve. But anyway, with that in mind, we need to be reviewing all sides of cryptocurrency mining, such as hard drive mining, which is not very profitable but certainly interesting, and ASIC mining. Whether or not we prefer to see GPU dominance, we're still going to buy and review ASIC miners. So that doesn't make us a sellout, and that doesn't make us a hypocrite or anything like that. We're actually offering hands-on reviews. What other content creator, who else is doing what we do? Who else buys these parts and then talks about them? It's easy to sit there and make a screen capture video reading some specifications off of Bitmain's website. I challenge anyone who does that to actually go out there and buy that miner and make some of the same remarks, because I've heard some very ignorant comments that basically they don't know what they're talking about in regards to ASIC mining because they've never actually used one. It's cool to be such a purist and everything, but guess what? VoskCoin is a mining business, and we're not just gonna fall on our sword for GPU mining. We're not gonna just become irrelevant because of our beliefs. So while we're gonna fight for what we believe in, we're also not gonna become irrelevant. And that's also our goal, to pass on to you, the subscribers of the channel, to stay relevant in mining. If you just sit there idly, guess what? You're gonna get washed away. As far as the actual physical farm update, we have intake vents on the side and we have exhaust fans on top, moving 4,500 cubic feet per minute. And our intake area is just too small. It's like the fans are trying to suck air through a straw. It's just not getting it completely done. And we also need to upgrade the air filter setup. So because of that, we have to keep some rigs inside, like our Vega rig. However, our Vega rig is absolutely killing it, and we've got a super stable memory overclock, one-click setup style with 850 memory. We'll have a video on that coming soon. We've also got a 6X 1080 Ti rig, a 6X RX 470 rig from a awesome cryptocurrency startup that we went and toured last week. So we'll have a video coming on that soon. Speaking of crypto startups, we still have the mining store rig, which is 8X 1070 Ti's, and that's had 100% uptime but it is running a little toasty in the shed, so it's gonna be something I'm gonna look at figuring out. It's not just because of the ambient temperatures in there. The wire management needs to be touched up to actually get the air blowing over these cards. If you saw a recent video on the Samsung How Long Mining Bitcoin miner, we actually just sent that off to its next destination, but it worked great. Hashed about an average of 15 terahash a second, which was lower than its specs, but pretty hot environment there. Chips run around 83 Celsius. We still have the T9 Plus Bitcoin miner, which we have a crazy cool project for, but I don't want to unveil it yet, so make sure to stick with us and watch out for that video coming soon. Other than that, guys, we have the rest of our 1080 Ti's and 1070 Ti's hashing away on 2 speculative masternode coins. Well, they're actually hybrid coins, but either way. And that brings me to my final point, and I just want to, make this loud and clear here. VoskCoin, I'm getting back to my roots because we've got a lot of backlash lately, and I don't get it. We're doing the same stuff we've always been doing. So my goal here for the rest of 2018 is to get back to the basics, back to my roots. This channel was started almost as a vlog style tutorial channel to document my journey in cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency mining. So I'm gonna go back to doing just what I wanna do for fun, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing and why and how you can do it yourself if you wanna do it. And with that, I'm gonna have more fun. Hopefully the content that is created there is better, and hopefully we can expand the team some this year. So we are looking for some devs because we're working on some pretty cool stuff. So if you have that experience, don't hesitate to reach out to us. The best place to reach out to us is on our Discord server, our Reddit, or our upcoming redesigned website. That's also gonna have a forum. So I just leaked some private info there, but it's gonna be some pretty exciting stuff. It's gonna be a big year. I'm hopeful for cryptocurrency. I think things are, it's gonna be a good year. I'm hopeful for crypto, and ultimately, I'm here to stay. A year ago, I started this journey, and a year from now, we can look back on this video and we can be like, wow, things really changed a lot again. But either way, VoskCoin's still gonna be here in a year, and I hope you are too. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, and leave a comment, and tell me about your journey in cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency mining. I wanna hear your story too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
I'll be holding you.